Bill, thanks. Most of the main roads are clear, but it's a different and slippery story in many neighborhoods tonight. Catherine Collins and her photographer have fired up our LEX 18 mobile cam. Joining us live now in Lexington. What are you guys seeing out there?
That's right. We're here in the Rookwood neighborhood in Lexington, and what we're seeing is that from one neighborhood street to another, the conditions vary a lot. I'm going to reach back here to give you the street view. One moment. And as you can see, this road, there is a lot of ice and snow still on it. It's obvious that plows have not made it here yet. And city officials say road crews will continue treating streets overnight. Side streets and neighborhood roads like these are considered rank 3 and 4 by the city. They're the last to be plowed. And with the freezing temperatures, drivers I spoke to continue to be careful behind the wheel, even though most main roads are now in good shape.
The neighborhood, they're not good. It takes a while to get out, but once you get on the main streets, we're okay. But like I said, the neighborhoods, they're kind of testy to work with.
And as we continue along here, we're taking our time because with these cold temperatures, there could be patches of ice even on streets that look clear. This road is still in pretty rough shape, but plows could make it here overnight, maybe tomorrow. But what the city officials do want you to know, let me flip this camera back around. City officials do want you to know that if you are going out, driving or walking, just be careful because the freezing temperatures are not going to allow any of this snow and ice to melt. Covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 mobile newsroom, back to you.
Catherine, thank you. A lot of good information there. Now, drivers over in Frankfort say that road crews did a good job getting the main roads cleared of snow and ice, and they hardly had any trouble getting to their destinations today. Alexa Helwig continues our LEX 18 Storm Tracker team coverage in Frankfort.
After wintry weather conditions last night and cold weather today, many in the Bluegrass just stayed at home under the covers and called it a snow day. But not for Frankfort driver Will Parker.
I've been driving all over the place.
Parker says that early this morning drivers took it slow on US 127 in Frankfort, but as the sun came out, the ice started to melt.
As the day went on, I guess the salt kicked in and the rest of the roads cleared up.
Frankfort police say there were 8 non-injury accidents last night, and luckily they didn't have to respond to any injury incidents. Frankfort PD thanked their 911 dispatch team on Facebook, who say they were bombarded with calls last night, mostly to assist vehicles that were stuck in the snow.
No, not really. Everybody's just driving around real slow, trying to be careful.
As for tonight, the main roads appear to be clear, but side streets and parking lots are still either wet or thinly layered with snow. Covering the news in Frankfort, Alexa Helwig, LEX 18 News.
Drivers in Scott County were frustrated this morning. That's after they got stuck behind a jackknife semi for several hours. It happened at mile marker 131 along I-75 and was due to the slick road conditions at the time. LEX 18's Lindsay Piercy was there until the road reopened.
A layer of ice, then a blanket of snow, making for treacherous roads across the Bluegrass.
So I tried to get up early and get on the road, and then when we got up here, we saw this.
A jackknifed semi spread across I-75 in Scott County. All 3 northbound lanes blocked.
As we got closer, we saw, all this traffic, and we already knew there was probably going to be like a wreck.
No one was seriously injured, but more than 50 gallons of fuel spilled out of the semi, which took crews several hours to clean up. Meanwhile, emergency management issued this warning.
The road sometimes may look that they're okay, but black ice is a huge factor. So just watch your speed, increase your travel distance, and remember your braking distance has got to, it's going to be further than what you would on a normal dry day.
As darkness turned to daylight, drivers tell us they missed flights out of Cincinnati, but this made them realize
how dangerous it is to travel during this time.
Covering the news in Scott County, Lindsay Piercy, LEX 18 News.
It was a different story over in Madison County, where emergency crews say they didn't deal with any major accidents overnight or this morning due to the snow. Many drivers are crediting the road department for that. Tiffany Jackson continues our LEX 18 Storm Tracker team coverage.
In Madison County, crews were out well before the sun, treating and retreating the main roads. Many drivers praising their efforts this morning.
They're not as bad as what I thought. I mean, there's some slick spots, don't get me wrong, but You know, some of the back roads are a little more slick than the main roads, you know, but they've done a good job keeping the roads pretty clean.
Another driver who had to work overnight visiting patients says she normally avoids the interstate to get from Lexington to Madison County because it's quicker, but that was not the case this morning.
Came out of Fayette County off of Tate's Creek through the back roads, Jacks Creek, kind of hairy, but surprisingly travelable.
For those that had to be out on the roads and those that just wanted to.
And usually we get a good snow. I like to drive around anyway and see how bad, you know, how slick the roads and stuff are.
Madison County saw a slushy but smooth morning.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
Covering the news in Madison County, Tiffany Jackson, LEX 18 News.
A state of emergency has been declared in Tennessee due to the winter storm there. Dangerous, icy and snowy conditions have created big problems for drivers. Multiple accidents have been reported on Interstate 40 and Interstate 65 with some injuries. The Tennessee Department of Military deployed Humvees and a wrecker to help clear damaged vehicles off of the interstates over there.